wonderful evening. For tonight's live, we are going to be talking again about Google Business Profiles. And I have a setting in specific that I want to talk about today. That is setting up your service area on your Google Business Profile. So, the problem here is that Google's very smart and they generally do a really good job of matching a searcher's intent. And so Google can do a lot to extrapolate or infer, the service area that you work in based on where your address is. But it's not perfect. And generally, it works a lot better if you explicitly define that area for them. So maybe not right next to your office or a mile away or 2 miles away, but on the fringes of where you could be ranking in that 7 to 8 mile range generally for like tree trimming or especially stump grinding or terms where it's not implied by the name of your company, you could be losing ground simply because you haven't explicitly defined to Google that you work in this adjacent town or city. You just said, "Hey, I work in this county," or "I work in this, I work in the larger city that contains this town." But by being very explicit and defining those extra cities, you can actually gain rankings. So imagine picking up like a few extra calls every month just because you tweaked one simple setting that could take you less than 5 minutes. So fix is simple. I'm going to show it to you here in a sec. We just have to log into the Google Business Profile, go to our service area settings, and define them. And if you're stuck or you get hung up during this process, just reach out to me, drop a comment below. I'd be happy to help you out. So let's dive right into it. I want to show you. Pop up my screen here. And we're going to go tab on my business. So this is just a dummy profile I've created, leads tree service here, just so I can show you guys. So I'm going to use Homebase here in Royal Oak as an example to define to you guys. But if you go into edit your profile, if I went too fast, I'll start again so you can catch it. Scroll down a little bit, and the setting you're looking for is this service area right here. And you want to click on this edit, and you have the ability to search for areas. And Google will pre-populate cities, towns, census designated areas that you search for here. So the best way to do this is think about your office is number one. So you want to define your root location and then the county that you work in first. That's usually where we start. And then after this, if after you have these two down, you have around 18 more entities that you could possibly incorporate here. The next area I would usually go is any specific service location page you define on your website. Like if you have a page about Novi, Michigan, or Farmington Hills, Michigan, and those are close by, I would definitely add those here to your service area as well. Next, beyond that, once you have all those pages in, the very next thing is to go to Google, open up Google Maps here, right? And then what you're looking for is these big bold headers, right? These big bold headers, especially the ones that are really close to where you are the next entities that you want to include because you're only really going to rank 8 to 10 miles anyway. Sometimes in really dense urban areas like this, you might only get 4 or 5. But if it's very dense, the difference in getting an extra mile on your radius can be huge in terms of number of phone calls and leads that you get for your business. So here's how you go about this. You're looking for these bold headers here that Google's identifying. So some examples of good ones for us would be like, we got Royal Oak as the genesis. So what else is close to this? We can even zoom in a little bit more. We got Madison Heights. We got Huntington Woods. We got Pleasant Ridge. So if I come in here and I go Madison Heights, Pleasant Ridge, I can just start to define Huntington Woods. Huntington. Oh, I can't spell today. Huntington Woods. Boom. So then we have 3. And then they come back and look again. So what else is close? We got Berkeley. Zoom out a little bit. We got Berkeley. We got Ferndale. We got Oak Park. We got Hazel Park. So then we would go Berkeley, Oak Park, Hazel Park. We're just getting all of the adjacent entities in here. We're defining them explicitly. So yes, all of these areas are contained within Oakland County, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be ultra specific to Google and tell them exactly what the areas we serve are, what the areas we might potentially define service location pages on our website for. This is going to help us extend our ranking out further. So what Google might infer, let me pull up the drawn page here. What Google might infer for us is that we can rank in this zone. And you might see some weird drop-offs here. We've seen this before where you might go from like 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and then you look at the scan, and if you're searching over here like 18, 17, 13, like creating a service location page and then defining this in this setting that we showed right here might help you get up to 5, 4, maybe even 3 here. And so that's going to take this radius that you have right here and extend it out even just a little bit further. Give you more area, more coverage where you're showing up in that 3-pack. You're one of those top 3 results. So people are going to call you. And this is especially important if you have more reviews than your competitors, because 3 can be just as good as 1 if the other businesses in the 3-pack are like you at 180, 5-star, and you got 2 other guys who maybe this dude was over here in Berkeley and he's 32 at 4.7, and then you have another dude over here in Berkeley who's 53 at 4.4. Which business are you going to call? So even though you're over here in Royal Oak, if you can just crack that top 3 like a little bit further out, you're still going to get phone calls. People are still going to choose your business. They're still going to consider you. So super important that you define these service areas in here. Go through this exercise, identify those 20 bolded properties that are really close to the area that you're doing business in, and make sure you add them right here to your business profile. That's my tip for the day. Hopefully it helps. Go try it out. Let me know how it works for you. And if you need any help, you know where to reach me. Have a great night, guys.